for the most part, right? Like, we saw a lot of Somnus mid, a tiny, but it hasn't really caught on outside. It still has potency, right? Like, early. At the same time, Jackie's not going to be able to put a dent in Cuckoo's farm, so this is going to be a farm for farm trading lane, and it should actually benefit Cuckoo a bit more just to maintain that pace. You know, Bloodseeker with the early Veil can do a lot of damage and can set the pace of the game, something they're going to have to be careful about.
Top lane, Masteros gonna be the first blood, and Jabs, he just keeps rushing forward. Boombill. Nature's Wrath will fly through. Among Us, I'm not sure if they can take this fight. Snowball gonna be out on Jabs, but that'll force out the boat from Arbit. Right onto Boombill. He's pretty low with that Rupture and is gonna drop it. Now Savage is gonna join his team. They do pick off Fearless on that mid tiny. Chase continues. They'd love to get Jackie on this Drow. That Blood Right going to be well positioned with the Torrent out from Arbed, and that means this Drow Ranger may have just lost his life, though. No, they do get the False Promise off in time, but Savage has got so much damage coming out. I think Jackie might just die anyway, and will. Cuckoo has him surrounded with Savage, and there goes your Drow. Not to mention Q also being caught now on the Oracle does go down, and Boombill is not out of the woods yet. He just brought back on that Tusk, but they're just going to keep rushing him. Savage on top, goes for the waveform through, gets tossed back by Fearless. They do lose Jabs. Have they gone too far? Snowball is out from Boombill, but no.
That does put the utility back just a touch. Or Among Us on that Bloodseeker, down mid though.
Arbet gets the X off on Boombill, but the Snowball will be there in time, and Wymon, he's already gone, and now Fearless, well, he gets blown up by Savage. So 1 for 1, but it looks like Among Us are going to be ahead here. There's Boombill, he'll try for the TP, Arbet will just X him back, and that'll be Boombill gone. And of course, meanwhile, Q, he is also surrounded with the False Promise out, does get the TP off in time, but does die in the fountain. That'll be a 3-for-1 trade, I believe. Does get very problematic for this Morph lane. Bot lane, Jabs going to be picked off by Fearless, who is very, very deep, and this might cost him his life. They throw the torrent and the boat in, and Savage with the tiny Morph does manage to get up the kill.
Been on point, you know, the blink has been paying dividends. MG Trust, they do smoke up though, had a bit of enough of that.
Savage gonna get jumped on. Fearless does not get the avalanche, and now does get ruptured. Static Storm gonna hold him in place. They don't really want to give up this tiny like this, but they may not have a choice. Goes down, and Jackie, he is very far forward, so they just jump him immediately. That'll force the buyback from Fearless. Jackie, it's going to be okay, but Boombill will not be. Now, well, they're looking for more Arbit. A great stop out from Jabs. Into Arbit's X. And Fearless, he did just buy back. They can't afford to lose him like this. You know, Masteros will control up the side with the Hex onto Jabs, but Cuckoo will take care of him, and Fearless is gone on the tiny. He does die back, and now Jackie also being caught out of the Drow. An ultra kill out for Savage, making a rampage.
Oh boy, MG.
Where is the Divine? He's keeping it in the courier for now. Does bring it out. Keeps it active. Here into that Elder Titan form. Masteros always been hexed up, so Savage looking for that Oracle, doesn't quite get that, but just blows up Boombill, and now the Abyssal is out on Jackie. He'll try and Hurricane Pike away. They'll just focus on Masteros instead, and now Jackie will be focused down by Savage, who does get to the back lines and just hits him as the Elder Titan. But toss back, not quite to the fountain, but they got the Hex off on Savage. But he has been strength morphing. Does have the Aegis anyway.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Dire's middle
One tier 4 gone. That's another quick tier 4 gone for Savage. And he's just going to waveform through. He is done with this game. He wants the Ancient. And he is going to go straight for it. They can't really slow him down. Or can they? They get the Hex off from Masteros. Boats flying in. He'll waveform the other way. Another disarm. But he is focused in on those objectives. And that is it. GG Warplane is called. And Among Us will win their second 2-0 victory throughout these group stages thus far.
Oh yeah, I mean, this time around, MG Trust did make them work for it. They had a
Of course, shout out to Monster, by the way, just before we get into the game, John. So
Yeah.
really good to have Monster as a sponsor of these very long days.
Yeah, it is.
8 games a
It
day,
is.
John. You need the energy.
Yeah, it's helping out. This distributed build though does mean your options for specializing in anything is limited, and Nico falls down to mid.
There's a good rotation out from Jabs. Really helping out with the Avalanche to finish off that kill. And well, Matthew tried to get in range with the Wind Ranger, but wasn't quite there. And now, because he's left the lane, Bok is also going to die to 23 Savage.
Ooh, man.
Matthew is slowly burning away, still mid lane. RP going to be committed on Arbet and Cuckoo, but they can't kill him. Nico does die, and well, Matthew on the Wind Ranger also went down, and now Bok's going to get caught up by Savage.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no, it's just dominoes falling for 0-3-2.
Ugh, it's 8-0, 3K lead.
Matthew has his smoke broken, so Cuckoo does know they're going to wait for him in. Natsumi gives vision for the glimpse back onto Cuckoo. Meanwhile, in the back, they also found Jabs on that Tiny. They're skewering back, but now the Chrono and the Cataclysm to come out, and they blow up. Arbet on a double. Natsumi is trapped in a net right now. He's got nowhere to go, and he is dead.
Your page in history.
Bok, oh, he's trying to just Burrow Strike and blink away, but Arbet not going to have that. Does get the Tornado, wants the full team wipe. That is a very, very nice deafening blast. Burrow Strike out, but the toss in from Jabs, and that'll be a triple kill out for 23 Savage. And they go back for the Roshan. Instead, they'll turn their attention over to Savage. RP still not being used up. They'll hold him with the kinetic field, and Savage is going to try to man fight, but will lose the Aegis. Now Jabs jumping in for an avalanche toss onto Matthew with the Sunstrike, does get the kill. Bok a little confused there, does get the epicenter off Jabs. Will die. The Bok is probably going to go down for it, though. Nice static storm out from Ninja Boogie, holding down Savage. Natsumi trying to go for the damage up, but Savage is just man fighting back. Go, still has that RP. They're looking to initiate. Savage going to go onto the high ground now. Bok going to get ruptured up. Ninja Boogie, meanwhile, getting taken up by Jabs. But the Chrono once again out from Savage. He keeps catching both those calls. It's always Nico and Natsumi caught in the Chronosphere over and over again. Matthew having such a bad game, he hasn't actually skilled the focus fire up. I didn't realize up to this point. He literally hasn't touched it. It is not skilled up because there is no point. The epicenter out from Bok. Does go into Cuckoo. Now a great shackles there from Matthew, but there is no follow-up. Once again, it's Savage. Just walks in for a 3-man Chrono. Now the double Cataclysm gonna blow him up, and this game is over. They've called the GG. Oh, Torture ends for 0-3-2. My God.
Was that even a game like 0-3-2? They got schooled. They got brought into class. The teacher put them in detention. They're still stuck there among us. Out on top in style, 38-11.
Savage gonna pop the rage onto Jackie. Masteros does have Ravage, but needs to commit very, very soon, and he has not yet. He'll hold out. Back to that T1 mid tower, but now the Stampede in from Cuckoo. Nightmare will be there on your Centaur, but Jab's got the lasso off. Big Ravage, however, from Masteros and Arbet. Gonna zip back in, does take down Boombill, but Q also going down on the Tiny. And Masteros is still left behind on the Tidehunter, but they want to go after Fearless. Arbet, does he have the damage output? He's kind of low on mana. It's actually going to be the closest target to them, but they ping out Boombill. And they'll commit the lasso, go for the easy Bane kill, and now the chase will be on. See if they can get anyone else. But Masteros, again, is going to be way too difficult of a target to get through. Even that last team fight, everything went well, but they just couldn't kill anyone worth killing. Now Jabs with the Firefly gonna go in with the Infest, and Q's gonna go down, and so does the Bane. Masteros can't really do much as his Ravage is on cooldown, and now Jabs a perfect lasso up, catching Jackie, and that'll be your PL gone. In fact, they're not even done, Arbet. He's going for more. He wants Fearless and the Void Spirit, but that top lane, Arbit.
Tower is under attack.
Gonna get spotted by Q, gets the avalanche into the toss, and now Fearless can get the guaranteed silence off. Arbit gonna pop the Bloodstone active and is gonna be alright. They can't kill him, and he's gonna turn back around onto the Bane, who could not get the Fiend's Grip off in time, and Cuckoo's gonna be there with the hoof stomp onto Q, and now Fearless, he cannot step away. It's got 5 seconds for it to be off cooldown, but the Dissimulate Juke is perhaps going to be enough. Jabs, no, he's going to get the lasso off, but he did catch the Bane. Not quite the target they wanted, but they'll take it. Now the Soulbind out from Wyman into the double vortex of Arbit. They'll throw the Ravage out, but it might not be enough. They'll lose Jabs, but what does that mean when you're losing all your cores on Motivate Trust? Jackie trying to run back towards Arbit, does get the Storm. And Boombill's actually going to buy back. They'll try and turn this one around. Masaros buying time. Q. Avalanche toss going to be on. Whiteman, he's falling very low and looks like he will die. Now Savage, how do you deal with this? Going to go back onto Boombill, but he's been Fiend Script off. They can't cancel it, so Savage is also going to die now. Q.
Oh, man.
Cuckoo trying to TP out, but he's going to get wiped. Is that Scotty coming out in 400 gold? Well, Among Us, they are just sticking as a team. They can see Masaros, and they're going to try and make the jump in. He does have the Ravage. Again, can he actually die? It doesn't look like he can, so Jabs is going to jump into the backlines, but he's been nightmared up. Boombill is going to get jumped straight away by Arbit, and is down. They find another. The Soulbind is going to be out on Fearless and Masaros. A big Ravage though from Masaros, but the Vortex is out from Arbit, just holding him down. But here comes Q with the Avalanche, but it's not going to be enough. Among Us giving it back the way of Motivate Trust. And Jackie, the only man left, thanks to the Aegis, might be dead anyway. So Arbit goes in with the Inkswell, and he won't even need it.
Oh, man.
Still that lasso is going to go on Fearless. They break the Linkers, and the Fiend Script is going to do nothing. And now Arbit with a 3-man Vortex off on the Storm is just going to melt them. Jackie's trying to run, but they are gone.
Oh, man.
See you later, Masaros.
Oh, boy. That was just wonderful from Among Us. The Dark Portrait of Whitemon was zoning Masaros out. Like, he was stuck there. He was losing mana from that Dark Portrait. The Ags paying massively to break the team fight up, split up MG Trust, and they're going straight for tier 4s.
Yeah, it's over. There's no buybacks left. One Vortex from Arbit and the game's over. Of course, all props to Jabs for getting that lasso before he could get Fiend Script by the Bane. Well, that'll be game 1 to Among Us, but John, all props to Motivate. They made it look like a really even game for most of that game number 1.